Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the stock market finally is having a nice green day. It's about 12 p.m. right now on the East Coast, and we have the Russell up over 2%. The S&P is pretty much up 2% as well. The Dow's up the most, 2.2% in the green, as we have the NASDAQ up 1.5%, and the VIX is down over 4% as of now. So we got to break down everything going on, stocks I'm looking at, charts I'm looking at, what I'm looking to do. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, and let's dive into the video. And by the way, if you want 15 free stocks, use that link down below for Moomoo. Deposit at least $100 and you get 15 stocks each up to $2,000. It's free money. It also helps out the channel, guys. I appreciate you all as always. So let's just get into it. Right now, again, everything's moving up pretty much over 2%, except for the NASDAQ, which the NASDAQ is still doing pretty dang well, up 1.6% so far on the day. So we're getting the snapback, the relief rally that I've been talking about. Nothing crazy. We're not breaking out completely. We're not seeing SPY break the moving averages on the 20-day chart. Same with Triple Q. In fact, they're both still under the moving averages, but we're finally starting to get a little bit of green. And who knows? This might be all the green we get. This might be it. We might get rejected here. That's the reality, but it is some green, which is nice to see after just a complete onslaught. It felt like last week all we saw was selling. I think we had one green day where we had a pop. What day was this? On the 28th of September. But other than that, I mean, it's been a complete disaster over the past, I'd say, two and a half weeks, right? More like, maybe not 2.5, more like 10 days to 2 weeks. Now we're starting to get a little bit of a pop. You guys can see we hit 355 on SPY. I think this was after the bell on Friday, or where the futures, wait a second. Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, the futures were heavily in the red. So this is an even bigger swing. Actually, yeah, let's pull this up for a second. Let's pull up the E-mini S&P futures. These were down to about 35.71, it looks like, last night at some point. When was this? Yeah, 8 p.m. on the East Coast, and then we went from that point, 35.71. Now we're at 36.70. These futures are up about 3% from the bottom or the low from yesterday, and I'm sure the NASDAQ futures have seen an even bigger move. So substantial move. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing a substantial move off the lows from the futures yesterday. NASDAQ's up over 3%, but I'm not 100% convinced, as you guys probably, you're probably in the same boat. I'm not convinced that this is a legitimate rally quite yet, a legitimate relief rally. Sure, we are seeing some nice green right now, but we're still under the highs from Friday pre-market, the 180 SMA on this 20-day chart, and the highs from last week in general. We're not really making any crazy groundbreaking upside move quite yet. We're not seeing that. But let's say SPY starts getting above the highs from last week. Maybe it starts breaking 375, which is where my mark is at, or above alerts at. Maybe at that point we start seeing a legitimate reversal, sustained reversal, but we're not there yet. I'm just being completely honest with you guys. And for Triple Q, I mean, this is up almost 2% on the day. It's looking great. Big Tech's crushing it. Tech's crushing it today in general. Doing well, but it's still under the highs from Friday and the highs from last week and the 180 SMA on the 20-day chart. So we're going to have to see some serious buying pressure above, I'd say, 275, 280, 285 for the bulls to really start taking this thing for a ride. So for right now, I'm going to set my alert. Mark is at or above 275, and we'll see what it ends up doing from that point. Let's set it. We'll put it there, and we'll see. And make sure you guys subscribe, because we're going to do a couple more videos today. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see my analysis for later on today when the markets close, and just in general what I have to say about the markets. You're going to want to be on this channel. So subscribe and hit that like button while you're at it. And we might as well now talk about some stocks. We got delivery numbers from Tesla yesterday, which I probably should have covered in my video yesterday, but I didn't. So here we are today covering it right now. Tesla's down 8.5%, guys. It's trading at $243 a share, down $22. And the reason why it's falling like crazy is not because the year-over-year number was bad. In fact, the year-over-year number was pretty good. We'll talk about that in a second for deliveries. It's the fact that they missed the estimates. And like we always talk about here on the channel, guys, guidance estimates, these are important. When you look at a company's earnings, when you look at just numbers in general from a company, you want to see the numbers beating what the analysts are expecting, or at least coming in line with the estimates, and you want to see guidance that is pretty much surpassing expectations, or at least coming in with what was expected. And in this case, Tesla did very well year over year on deliveries. Let me actually pull the notes up here on my phone. Give me a second, guys. They ended up doing about 343,000 deliveries for the quarter, and they'd produced 365,000 on the quarter. But Wall Street was expecting 358,000 deliveries for the quarter for Q3, according to Bloomberg, which is clearly about 15,000 higher from what the actual number was. So they missed that delivery number. But last year, get this, guys, and mind you, last year they were struggling at this point in China. There was a lot going on in China, but in the third quarter last year, they did 254,000 deliveries, roughly, which year over year, what's that? I mean, that's up from 254,000 to 343. I mean, how much is that? A 30, 40 something percent growth year over year. That is pretty dang good, if you ask me. But again, not good enough for the stock here to keep the stock propped up. And who knows? I mean, I don't think it's going to free fall completely here for the next couple of weeks. I mean, they have earnings coming up. We'll see. Earnings might turn things around in 2 weeks, but until then, Tesla's going to be pretty choppy, in my opinion. We might find some support here at about 240, 235, 245, wherever it does end up coming in, but we're not seeing that support at all quite yet. It's still a falling knife, no buying pressure at all. So my prediction is we're going to be pretty choppy heading into earnings on the 19th here, which is just a little bit over 2 weeks away from today. So let's see, guys. We have some support coming up, 230, 40, that general area for Tesla. That's going to be a spot that we have to watch moving forward. So yeah, keep your eyes on Tesla. That's some breaking news, I guess, from this company. Probably the biggest piece of news, at least that I've seen from today. And to look at some other movers that we have here today, we have Nucor up 6-7%, which we called out a couple of days ago. If you guys caught that, let me know in the comments. This is up 7%. Looks like we are breaking out now of the 50 SMA on the 4-hour time frame. And the truth is, there could be more upside here. This could probably start moving towards 120, 25, maybe even higher than that, maybe towards the top of the wedge here, which would put it anywhere between 130, maybe even higher than that, $135. So keep your eyes out on Nucor. We have SoFi moving on the day, which I don't want to really talk about SoFi today. What else? Supply Materials is up about 5%. Nike, after reporting numbers, and it crashed last week. I think Friday or Thursday it went down 10-11%. Now it's up 2.5%, so it is seeing a little bit of a bounce back rally. Let's see how long this even lasts. If I pull up the 3-year chart on Nike, you guys can see this is a very pivotal spot for the stock. And on the max chart as well, you can see right now on the max chart, which I drew this little trend line out last week, looks like buyers are coming in right around here, 80, 85. That's where I'm going to be watching Nike here in the short term. And if you guys recall, well, actually, I don't think I've even mentioned it, or I did actually on, I made a short about it and a TikTok. By the way, follow me on TikTok at StasSurfS if you haven't done so already. We're about to eclipse followers on followers on TikTok. Yeah, we're about to pass what we have here on YouTube. We're getting pretty dang close at least. So go on TikTok, StasSurfS. Follow me on there. And by the way, there's a bunch of fake pages everywhere on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube as well in the comments trying to impersonate me. So keep your mind on that, first of all. I mean, I'm not a huge YouTuber by any stretch of the imagination, but I do have tens of thousands of followers across multiple platforms, and there are people impersonating me on every freaking platform. So keep that in mind. If you're going to follow me on Instagram, it's at StasSurfS, StasSurfes, all one. If you're going to follow me on TikTok, same thing, and all the other pages are not me. That's just the truth. They're not me, guys. So keep that in mind and go follow me on there in general if you want to see more short form content, because we're cranking it out on TikTok, and I know you guys have seen it here on the YouTube Shorts. So NVIDIA, I bought some on Friday right before the close at about $124 or $21.40, and I'm already up about $4 a share on the position now, or $3 or no, $4 if I can even do my math today, right, guys? And does it matter really for me? Not really, because this is a long-term hold for me, but it's nice to see it go up a little bit, right after you buy it. I mean, it's all, it doesn't really matter. Again, it's all just short-term noise. I mean, if you're looking at it from the long term, it doesn't matter. But we'll see. If NVIDIA starts cracking under 120.15, I think I mentioned this on my Patreon video this morning, which, by the way, shameless plug, if you guys want to follow me, join my Patreon. That's linked down below. I post all my buys, sells, call-outs, exclusive content, morning videos over there. Go join, linked right down below if you guys do want to check it out. I mentioned how I believe NVIDIA, and I got a TikTok comment about this, a lot of them actually. People are thinking it's going to break 115 and go down to about 80, 85, 90, which I could see that case, because here before the crash, before the COVID crash, NVIDIA was at about $75, $80. That was the peak back at that time. And obviously it went up to 350, which was just a ridiculous bubble, right? And now it's at a point where I think it's starting to become valuable again, but I'm not oblivious to the fact that it could go lower. I think it could go lower, which is why I just bought a little bit, an initial position in NVIDIA. And let's say it does break under 115, 110, we could start going in 85, 90, 95. And the beautiful thing is, with dollar cost averaging, you can go heavier on your buys at lower prices. And you don't always have to do that, but that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. And I only bought a little bit, 10, 15% of my goal size, position size on NVIDIA at 120. If this thing gets down to 90, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to go a bit heavier, $80, a bit heavier. And my goal would be, it'd be awesome to get an average cost under $100 on NVIDIA, which is completely possible if it gets to that point, if the bear market gets to that point. We shall see, guys. So with that being said, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up here. Keep it short, sweet, and simple for this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe, check out my Patreon. Like I said, it's linked down below. And if you guys want some free money, 15 stocks from Moomoo with a $100 deposit and 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. All of those free stocks are linked down below. And with that being said, cheers, guys. I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.